Guys, I am happy to be here today because this is the most busy week I have ever experienced. You see, when this week started on Monday, it was very, very chill. Everything was just going like it should. Of course, I had a lot of stuff to do, but I was telling myself, no problem. I'm going to be able to solve them one after the other. But from nowhere, Monday, there came some orders, laptops were sold, desktop PCs. I tried to make a video, it wasn't possible because there was just one thing or the other. And then on Tuesday, I said to myself, look, I was supposed to go to Munich, to check out some laptops. I tried to clean my car because the car has been left unkept for so long. I was telling myself, no problem. I'm going to start very early and I'm just going to make sure that I attack all the work that was already piling up. See, I went, took the bottles to the dispenser, whatever you call it, the machine that accepts the returns from bottles, old bottles. I threw some away. Some of the bottles broke in the process. Leaving there, what did I find? My car presented with a particulate filter problem. If you understand the diesel engines, they have this kind of problem sometimes. I was not so aware of it. I didn't know that. I knew, but one way or the other, I wasn't really doing it. If you have a diesel engine, once in a while, you have to take your car and take it for a long drive. This way you can actually empty the particulate filter so that it doesn't get clogged. Mine got clogged. See, that was a major setback because, like I said in the video I kind of hurriedly made the video and just posted it because it was supposed to be a day in the life of a PC flipper video, but in the end, it didn't go like I planned. I still picked up the laptops and then, brought them home and just made the video, and I was kind of disappointed that the car was kind of presenting with a new problem, and this particulate filter problem is not an easy one, to deal with. I was already in 4 workshops. Most of them just said, no, what, we don't touch things like this. And the guys that even, offer to touch it, they're like proposing that they're going to bring out this particulate filter, send it to another company that's going to clean it, and then send it back. Right now, I'm without my car for the next 7 to 8 days. And mind you, the Easter holiday is also around. So I kind of imagine that for the next 2 weeks, I'm not going to be with my car. Of course, we have a second car, but my wife would need to use that to go to work, take the kids to school and stuff like that. All right. Then on Wednesday, I was supposed to have my test day on eBay Live because I've been trying to get my account approved. I attended so many online webinars from eBay for those people that would love to, do live selling. Because if you have been following events, the eBay Live thing is kind of new in Germany. And right now, a lot of sellers are being onboarded. Different categories are being made open. And my account was also kind of in the process of being approved to make the eBay Live or to get the eBay Live function. And the last thing that was left was for me to actually go online and make my first eBay Live. So I was telling myself, okay, Wednesday, I'm going to prepare some because I wanted to make this thing as an auction-based, live session, not like buy it now. On the session where I will be able to bring out some computers, some laptops, and just make an auction on those items, because I also saw that people in my category, they are also doing the same thing. And something I always say is that just do what people are doing. If you want to start to reinvent things, and yes, you might finally discover a solution that has never been found, but most times, if you see what people are doing, that's pretty much the solution that works, or that's pretty much what works. So, computer categories, the guys are actually coming here to sell their stuff as an auction-based listing, right? So what I did do was on Wednesday, after all said and done, driving around, trying to look for the workshop that's going to help me, I finally came to the warehouse to set up 10 responsible hardwares, laptops, desktop PCs, like 3 or 4, one laptop, a graphic card and stuff like that. Guys, I was in the warehouse up till like 10 o'clock in the night, in the evening, trying to make sure that the items that I was going to put on the auction were going to be very, very good items, retested to be sure that whoever buys them are going to be having value for their money, all right? Then on Thursday, this was the day of the live, test on eBay. I was supposed to make my first live session. So I totally underestimated the amount of time that this thing takes from preparation, from creating the listing. Initially, I set up my live, for 12 o'clock in the afternoon, thinking, okay, between 8 or there about 9 to 12 or 11:30, I should be fine to set up stuff. Guys, I underestimated the amount of time that this thing was going to take from me. And this just reminded me again of the reason why so many processes, when you have already done the work in the past, most times it's just best to leave it the way they are. Because when you start to change things, man, you're going to be spending a lot of time. Of course, I'm already built for this. I know how to stay focused on a particular task until that task gets to completion. But I was telling myself, what the? Guys, I'm telling you, I had to shift the live listing twice. First, it was for 12 o'clock, and then I shifted it to 12:30. I think in the end, I ended up making it at about 1:30 because I needed to first of all get used to the platform. The new eBay live selling platform is a little bit different. There are so many features that you can, create the offers, as an auction-based offer. Create the place the items on the order in which you want to present them. Make sure the camera is working. Go live, connect the stream key, go to OBS. Make sure the microphone. Guys, I'm telling you, it was crazy. I spent about 6 hours. I hope my mic is recording. Yes, about 6 hours trying to set up things. And at the end of the day, the thing is, I needed to also make this live, selling in German, which is, I live in Germany for so long, about 15 years I've been here. Pretty much I communicate with English. Of course, my German is good, but not at the best. Of course, this is something I still need to work on. But given that I sell on ebay.de, it just made a lot of sense to, present these items in German. And I was a little bit like, okay, this is going to be the very first video I'm going to be making in German. And yeah, it was just a lot of craziness. But in the end, I'm so happy. It was a very, very huge success. All the items that were on the auction, they all sold. And everybody that came, about 300 people were on the live stream. They were happy. People left a lot of beautiful comments. Some asking me, when is the next time I am going to be live again? Because, of course, they bought some of the items for cheap. But I also enjoyed the experience. That will be my first experience at making live selling on eBay. Guys, I want to tell you, I pretty much had fun doing it, But the part that really kind of stressed me out was the fact that I needed to, set things up, and took me a lot of time. Of course, it's expected because it's something I have not done before, and this is something that you will also notice the moment you say you want to set out, to start something new, perhaps to start a business, a reselling business, PC flipping, laptop flipping, selling clothes. It's going to rattle you. I mean, I can't even explain how the rattling or what degree the rattling might take. It might just throw you off balance. You might be thinking that, okay, people come online here on YouTube to just talk about reselling. Pretty much is an easy thing to do. I'm going to be able to do it. And then you begin to experience all form of craziness. All right. So this was pretty much what happened. I was so happy that the items, about 11 items, they were all sold in the space of 1 hour, because it was an auction-based listing. People were bidding against each other, and most of the items were sold for cheap. But I am happy that I was able to test things out, and I didn't give up when I became really, really stressed out. Because about 11:30, I was like, no, this is going to break all the plans. I really don't know why am I even doing this. At the end of the day, these items are going to be sold off and auctioned off so cheap. Why am I doing this? But I stayed focused on the project, locked in, made photographs of the items, posted them, created whatever I needed to do, and went ahead, did the live listing. Live session, when I finished, I was so proud of myself that, the craziness, I didn't have to, give up or just say, what, this is not working. I don't think this is for me. I'm just better off selling my items as a buy it now listing, which has the research for this, the process, the systems have already been developed years ago. I started selling on eBay 2013. Of course, the first 5 or 6 years was just trial and error, but right now, the process of selling my laptops or my desktop PCs as a buy it now auction, they've been perfected. These live selling things, of course, I want to try things out because this is the direction that the world is going. It's going to be live selling all the way. This is just the beginning. I'm telling you, there's going to be more and more features being developed to ensure that everybody pretty much just embrace the live function. And I think reselling is going to be in the future a live format thing. All right. So the earlier I begin to get used to it, especially the earlier I begin to get used to practicing my German in selling, the better it's going to be for me. So I understand this. All right. Then Thursday was very hectic. I ended up having a very strong headache. But then on Friday, now became the fact that a lot of the items that I sold on the live auction, they need to be sent out. And then, mind you, on Thursday, I wasn't at the warehouse because I was trying to set up things. These things that sold for Thursday were not shipped out. Then on Friday, I had a lot of stuff. Mind you, computers, desktop monitor, they are not like clothes. Shout out to those that sell clothes, kind of respect what you are doing. But packing this stuff takes some time. It takes some effort. Sometimes you need to test things, Then on Friday, I was knocked out. And in between, I was able to secure a place at the workshop. The guy said I could drop my car. He will be able to take a look from Wednesday next week. But in any case, I could drop the car with him. And I was like, okay. I needed to ship out stuff. I needed to drop my car. Now I do not have a car. I needed to call my wife to come with me, to drop me at the workshop, bring me back to the warehouse. Then me do my thing. Guys, I am telling you, I was full. Extremely, extremely full. So right now, also Friday, we're able to, juggle things, and up to this morning, I needed to send out 2 computers, which I just did, and I came back Saturday, everywhere kind of chill. There were messages to reply, which I will still come and reply right now. People want invoices. Somebody said the PC that was sold last year, September, is defective. Also, because I offer 1-year guarantee on my items, I need to, reach out to the buyer and offer a solution. But I'm just sitting here now, quiet. I am alone. I do not even have my car outside because my wife had to drop me in the warehouse in the morning. I'm not in a hurry to go home. It's sunny, beautiful weather. The cock is crowing. Everywhere is peaceful. I'm not in a hurry to go to the post office. And I'm saying, I am so happy. You ever know that feeling where you finally are able to be alone and you appreciate the quietness that you have? I'm just here playing jazz music on my radio, on my computer, and I'm like, wow, this thing could be so, it could be so jacked up at some point. But I'm happy that I was able to attack all the different things. In the end, didn't make mistakes that would have cost me a lot of money. The car is going to cost about €1,000, €1,100 in total, but we still need to see if they're going to be extra expenses. I'm just like, what? Today is going to be chill, so I need to clean the warehouse now and make sure that everything is kind of brought back to order, because the new week, the fact that you had a very busy and stressful week doesn't remove the fact that next week is still going to present. But if you are prepared enough, you set up things, make sure the warehouse is clean, the packaging materials are all, set up, ready to go, tapes, your printer. My printing machine right now, my printer is all full of so many invoices from last week. Need to sort them out. Man, guys, this is what happens behind the scene. But I am very, very excited that in the end, all the skills that I have, learned all over the years, coming from the days of starting to resell, learning, making mistakes, trial and error, all the skills were all brought to fore. And most times, you never appreciate how much skills you are stacking until there's a situation in your life where you need to, bring out those skills. It's pretty much like, I kind of imagine it as me, having a tools box. And in the tools box, there are so many things. There's resilience, there's consistency, there's determination, there's hard work, there's problem solving, everything all arranged in the tools box. And whenever situations come out, you want to roar, you are able to open your tools box and bring out the right tool that you need to, to deactivate or fix that problem. That's pretty much what I did. And guys, I'm making this video just to encourage you that yes, sometimes life could be very, very, very busy. If you are fortunate to see this video, you can relate to the fact that you are not alone. People are also passing through similar situations. People are having family crises, marriage problems, business challenges, all manner of craziness. You are not alone. Do not give up and just sit down and say to yourself, no, I don't think this is for me. Keep pushing. You never can tell when you are pushing the last barrier off your way to launch you to that beautiful life that you always seek. Of course, if we do not make these videos, you will never get to see them, and you will never get to see or know that you are not alone. Keep pushing, keep being hopeful, keep being positive, and do what you have to do now that you still can, because there might come a time where you'll not be able to push yourself like you used to. 10, 15 years ago, I was much more forceful. That was when I was still sourcing from the thrift store, from the flea market, going from private homes here. But right now, I do not have that unlimited energy again. So if you are still young and you're already being weighed down by different crises, push yourself, because right now you still can. In 20, 30 years, perhaps you may not be physically very strong enough to be able to do that which needs to be done now. Because like I said, you pretty much have like a tools box, and in this tools box, you are putting so many different tools. You need determination, you need resilience, you need hard work, you need positivity, you need all these tools to make sure that your tools box is well packed and stacked to deal with whatever challenges that life might throw at you. I hope this video helps someone out there. If that person is you, please go to the comment section, let me know about it. Consider subscribing to the channel, and also do click on the like button. Until I see you again in the next video, peace out.